Hi, Ranjana. Great to see you after a long time. It's been quite a fascinating journey for you in training leadership coaching. I was just wondering what would be the message you have for the budding leaders in various organizations or even institutions like banks, governments, etc. Business has seen a change, it's changing very fast every day. So, under this situation, what should a leader do to transform himself to fit into this AI based world? Or what should be the qualities of a person who is aspiring to be a leader tomorrow? Over to you, Ranjana.
Thank you so much, Partho, for joining me in this session because I feel that it is the need of the hour to make the new age leaders understand that the whole world has changed. The whole world is more working more on technology, more on digitization. And yes, it's a changed VUCA world, that is the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. So, what worked in the yesteryears will not work today. So, that is why this message for leaders is very important. And what I liked in your question is yes, Partho, the leadership platform, the entire scenario has changed totally. In traditional leadership, leaders worked on hierarchy, they worked on authority and control. And I think more or less they focused on the IQ part, the logic
Mm-hmm,
part, and on the performance, the structure, everything was very different. And the
mm-hmm,
leader had the authority to take the decisions and the
mm-hmm,
team would follow.
mm-hmm.
But as you can see, I have chosen to be a new age leadership reset coach because what I'm seeing is what worked, as I said earlier, is not working anymore. Now, a new age leader needs to understand the demand in today's day. As I said, it's a very different world with AI and the changes that has happened after COVID. If the new age leaders do not adapt to the new age style of leadership, it will be a big problem. So, how would that be? First of all, they should be more human centric,
Mm-hmm.
more emotionally intelligent, and more
Mm-hmm.
adaptive.
Mm-hmm.
If they are not uh, actually adapting to all these,
Mm-hmm.
they lose talent. And if they lose talent, as we can see, a lot of attrition is happening in the market. So leadership has to change the style, the way, the thoughts, the mindset of a leader needs
Mm-hmm.
to change totally in the new age. Otherwise, every day when I meet leaders, so as I told you, I'm a leadership coach. And when my clients come to me as a leader and they say, I don't know why I'm losing talent, why people are leaving, why there's so much of attrition, I just ask them, what is your leadership style? And today, you can't define the style in one particular way. You have to be totally adaptive in the situation, see what is the demand, because every individual is going through some struggle. If
Okay.
you
So,
do
what do you
not,
mean is,
yes,
sorry about that. What do you mean is that it's a dynamic situation and the leadership style also has to be dynamic. They
yes,
have to adapt themselves with the demands of the day. Like
right,
we have, that export market is very good, but if you are exporting to Turkey, everyone is not happy. So India
correct.
and Turkey relationship is not happy relationship. So your business may get affected. So you got
Yes.
to be adaptable to that situation. Okay.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely, bang on. So you
Mhm.
have to know what is working. So if your team has, say, 100 people, all
Mhm.
100 people have their maps different. What do I mean by the map? The way they have been brought up, their background, their culture, everything is different. And to top it all, the mindset. Now,
Yeah.
you cannot think or believe that, or one size fits all. You
Mhm.
need to understand each and every person in your organization or
Mhm.
maybe your team, and treat them differently. And most important, as I said, it is human centric. You need to be empathetic about the challenges they are going through. You need to
Mhm.
understand why suddenly the performance has gone down, rather
Mhm.
than just, like blaming them, complaining, shouting at them. And, you get nothing out of it. You get
Yeah.
nothing out of
So,
it.
yeah.
Yes,
So, what I gather from you is that you have to be compassionate to the individuals, and one's issue may be different from others' issue.
absolutely.
Like someone is going through a nasty divorce. Okay,
Yes,
he needs hand holding, or he needs a little bit of a kind of support,
yes,
emotional support, than someone who may not need that. So
yes.
every individual is different, every situation is different, and you got to have kind of a multi adaptable personality yourself to become a leader who's respected and followed by everyone, right?
Absolutely.
That's
Yes,
essential. So if
yes.
if if we have to pick up top three qualities that a today's leader or tomorrow's leader should have,
Yeah.
what would be your answer to that?
I think today's leader should not resist any change, and should have enough emotional intelligence to understand the need of that person,
Mm-hmm.
and works on the mental health of the team. I'll just give you an example. Right now, you said that going through a nasty divorce. Now, yes, are we aware about what is happening through that person? I remember, Partho, like I was in Singapore a few years back when even life coaching concept was not so clear in India.
Mm-hmm.
I saw in one of the big organizations that there was a room dedicated for a life coach. Just imagine if that kind of a setup is there where somebody can come and vent out what is the issue and get enough support from the coach. Life changes. Life changes because he doesn't have to carry the entire trauma, entire negativity, the zone that he is into
Mm-hmm.
himself. He has a person inside the organization to
Mm-hmm.
just and vent out, talk to that person, and
Mm-hmm.
come out with some solution. And trust me, this way the productivity of the person also doesn't get hampered.
Yeah.
And
Would you agree that in spite of all this, a leader may not be able to cope up with the situation? That is where a executive coach or a life coach comes in, and there is no shame in taking their support. I mean, even the biggest leaders may need some support. Do you agree
absolutely.
with that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For currently, I am, I have been working with CXOs, and I've been working with senior management leaders. What you will not believe, the other day I asked one of them who is like the AVP of a big organization. I just asked, like, because when once I finish my coaching, they become very good friends of mine, because the way we interact and the way we discuss about the current situation, it's like a friend, because we do understand what is happening around and how leaders are getting super stressed because everything is not working out as per the demand of the organization, and it is very stressful. So this gentleman told me, and I was like, wow, I never thought it that way, that Ranjana, all I can say is you are creating humans out of zombies. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And the way he said that, with the technique, like with the technical world, with digitization, with AI, with systems, processes, we become zombies. We are process driven, result driven, and at the end of the day, our connection to ourselves is totally gone. And
Yeah.
when this happens, you
Yeah.
yourself, yes, so you yourself are not aware about what is happening with yourself. How
Yes.
will you handle the people around? How will
Mhm.
you be empathetic, compassionate towards the people?
Very correct. Very correct.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
So it struck me hard that I love the way you said zombies turned into humans. Are we as leaders working on it? And as a coach, I can say that I have worked very hard on my programs, and I'm sure you as an executive coach, you also know that we have to work on this. Leadership is not about a position or like ruling or authority. Leadership is being compassionate and understanding the other person, where he's coming from, and see if you can help that person. So
Yeah.
coming back to
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. This is in addition to all the basic qualities that a leader should have. The
yes,
classical theories that good
yes,
communication skill, okay, intelligent, and all
yes,
these things. But unless you are in a compassionate role, you will
yes,
not succeed in today's or tomorrow's world. That
yes.
command and control is most organizations would fail. You
Abs-
agree with that? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Every organization, like even if I speak to someone internationally,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same. It's the same. Post COVID, things have changed. Post AI, things have changed. Now we also need to adapt these situations. And as a leader, I do understand you are also going through a very, very big change around. You also have to have that kind of an ability to adapt to each and every change and situation, but also understand the other person is also going through the same. So
Yeah.
when you as a leader see the team is not performing or an individual is not performing, try to analyze what is it. Here I talk about, Partho, something called EQ and SQ.
Mm-hmm.
We are so focused as leaders into the IQ part, the strategies, the
Mm-hmm.
logic, that we simply forget about the EQ and the SQ part. As
Mm-hmm.
a leader, you need to have a balance of the IQ, the EQ, and the SQ. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you ask me what is SQ? SQ is about purpose driven leadership. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing what you are doing? If you have that clarity and if your team has that clarity, life changes. So I have a module, Partho, which is totally on inner transformation. And when
Mm-hmm.
I go to the teams and I speak to them, 90% of the times I understand they are not aware about the leader's vision. And if you're not aware, and if you as a leader are not transferring that vision to your team, if they are not aware of it, it gets difficult. And once I see that they are aware of this, the vision of the leader, that is the time I work on their EQ and SQ. So the leader also needs to have a balanced IQ, EQ, SQ, and the team also needs to have a balance of IQ, EQ, and SQ.
So what I gather is
Yes,
that having the right vision is very important to be a leader or a successful leader.
yes.
Okay. So would you be able to generate that visionary leader? Do you think that
Absolutely.
it is possible?
Absolutely. That is what I am working hard. I am just working on a movement called Balanced Transformation System and creating totally balanced leaders in this new age. What is happening is we all are running after results, which is very important. With results, we also, as I said, need to have emotional intelligence in place,
Mm-hmm.
and each and every individual should have the self identity, the self talk that we do to ourselves, that the way we handle our own self is
Mm-hmm.
very important. And I see leaders are pretty much disconnected with themselves in today's date.
Mm-hmm.
As the gentleman had said, zombies. So they've become very mechanical,
Mm-hmm.
they're disconnected with themselves, and hence the entire outer success is not the way they are looking at. So as you said,
Correct.
visionary leader, as a
Mm-hmm.
visionary leader, there has to be a balance of all the three that I spoke about, so
Mhm.
that he can reach to his goal with something which is balanced, which is more connected to himself, and
Mhm.
with a lot of compassion, empathy, and totally human driven.
ठीक है. So I think it was great speaking to you. We got
Thank
the
you.
clue that how to develop more and more leaders and better leaders for
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes.
And I look forward to see a abundant pipeline of leaders in every sphere of business, whether it is corporate or it is professional services or it is individual businessmen. Okay, right then, thank you very much for your valuable input. We plan to touch base very soon again with the part 2 of this program.
Yes,
Right?
Partho, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for
Mhm.
this session. I've been looking forward to actually speak to people about this on LinkedIn Live, and thank you for your, like joining in and helping me out, understanding what kind of questions people have on leadership in today's date. And thank you very much once again. I'll see you soon for part 2.
Bye bye.